everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. We're doing another recap. This weekend has been a crazy weekend in Battle Rap altogether. Yesterday we had the Academy event, and now today we had Retaliation. Retaliation just literally finished after us recording starting the recording. I will be having Connor on hopefully sooner on the live stream. We're currently streaming this as well to go over that event. It was certainly an interesting sounding event, as was the Academy. I wasn't there. I wasn't in Manchester on the Saturday, 21st of July, but from reading the update, it sounded like a crazy event, and thankfully, genuine good friend of the show. I'm not deeming him that ironically. Yeah. Will Ross was there, and he's back. He's done some orienteering, some scouting. He's going to report what he saw. Will, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really eager to hear your Battle Rap podcast. That is going to, be a huge competitor to BRR, even though it's like a weekly podcast and it's not like a month out of date. You uploading this stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is that it's not a competitor to what you do, that it's just a completely different entity in a way. Do you know what I mean? We did when I kind of come up with the idea, it wasn't about stepping on anyone's toes. It wasn't to discredit you guys or Sarcasm City or anything else that's going on, but it was just something which I think is almost like a gap in the market of almost just like imagine like Sky Sports News for Battle Rap, basically. Obviously not as much happens as 24/7 Sky Sports News in Battle Rap. So yeah, it was just going to be, we've recorded an episode now, but yeah, it's just more the format of this is what's happening, this is what people are talking about, this is what's been announced, these battles have just been released, go check this out. Obviously it's going to be a little bit more hopefully entertaining than just riffing off a list like I just did there, but do you know what I mean? It's we recorded an episode with a man like Dave, who's very well known to a lot of people on the team.
Mythic, a legend.
Yeah. I've never actually met him or properly spoke to him.
I've never actually met him. I've had tons of great conversation with the guy, but he exists ethereally for me until I concretely meet this legend.
Yeah, it has to happen at some point, doesn't it? But we recorded the first episode. Like I said, we did it about 2 weeks ago now, so whether we actually released that one or we just did it as like a bit of a pilot, I'm not sure just yet, but there's definitely going to be things happening with it, so...
And today we're looking at, Academy 18, the awesome sort of PG tryout type phase of the Premier Battles network, of the infrastructure. Very, very cool. And this is the second heat, as it were, the final 16 after the initial phase. You were there at that first event as well, and you're clearly a big fan of this series, the Academy idea.
Yeah, massively. To be honest, I think it's, sometimes tryout events, there's not usually a lot of incentive to go, you know what I mean? So a lot of times leagues will do things where they have a tryout event, which will be, a small venue with like a handful of battlers and hardly any crowd, or, they'll throw in some tryouts and throw it alongside some, middle, higher tier kind of guys as well to try and entice people to go. But the way they've done the whole concept is so much better. It makes sense for only Premier Battles could do it, because that's the real kind of competitive sort of league. In the sense that it's like sports other leagues are competitive, obviously, but they've obviously got PB. It's laid out like a sports format. So the whole events are just pure tryouts. I mean, some of these guys, like Frost, LSD, obviously quite well known, but it is purely just newer guys or like smaller battlers that are trying to work their way up. There was no big names on the card really, and the vibe of the event is just great, you know what I mean? Especially yesterday, more so with having the Team Tox, Team Flawless as well.
Right.
Tox, they had a real kind of team identity. They were really fucking with, they were really getting behind some people said it was a bit over the top, particularly, if you Bracey's on Team Tox, you can imagine his kind of ad-libs are quite infamous already. But it made for a really good event. Yeah, it was a good day on the whole. So,
what was the venue like? And what was the atmosphere like as a whole then? Because I guess there's a lot more on the line, isn't there, than a normal battle, even a normal Premier Battles battle. Like everyone's gonna be hungry here, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell that everyone there, I don't want to keep picking on him, minus Bracey, I'd say, but you can tell that 99% of battlers came there desperate to win and desperate to go through. So because it is a really big opportunity for them. So I don't know how much you know in terms of how much they're doing it, or I suppose I must be allowed to announce it because they said it yesterday. So they're going to do another academy event for the final 8. Then the semi-final is going to be on match day 5, and then the final is going to be at the All-Star game in December. So, some of these guys, like, Major Concerns, who's had 2 battles in his life, could end up being alongside a card with some, like, international superstars.
And that's genuine incentive. Like, that's so much better than Headhunters, where Seuss got to battle Jay Dillon at that event. Like,
yeah. I mean, not that I don't know, other than Mike P and Loso, I don't know who is confirmed on the card, but there's rumours of people like Ilmac and stuff like that. Imagine.
I've got a feeling Big K might be in that batch. Just got a feeling.
So imagine these guys that had never battled until like a month ago, and then before the end of the year they're going to be along on a cut. They're going to be backstage with Ilmac and Big K or something like that. It's really good going for them, and then obviously they'd be in a team for next year. So they haven't got to worry about, trying to build their rep or trying to see who can battle and where. Like, they'll be in a team. They'll have, a handful of battles set for next year. So it's a really good concept, and it really comes through in the events. I'm starting to become a big fan of these smaller events as well. I went to Dub Scandal not so long ago. But yeah, I think these sorts of tryouts events, like Zombie Shack's quite a famous kind of battle rap venue now, but it's quite a small room, so it's quite intense. Do you know what I mean? It's just a pit, and the room's quite full, and it's loud, and it's the energy's great. So PB's kind of staying winning in my eyes on this.
And what was the audience like yesterday? Was there a lot of people there?
Yeah, it was probably similar to match day 1, I'd say. You wouldn't have wanted many more people in the venue because it is quite a small venue. So there's probably about 100 people in the room, I reckon. Which for a tryout event,
yeah, that's crazy.
He's good going. You know what I mean? And then there's a lot of battlers that aren't on. Raptor was there, Bobby Rex was there. A couple of other battlers were there. As people that aren't on the card and nothing to do with it, but just coming and supporting and getting behind some of these up and coming guys is good to see.
And a lot of the names on this card aren't familiar to the majority of people. Some of them were out and out unknowns, as you say. The first battle though, 2 guys that people would know, and one of whom in particular, Blitz. There's a lot of hype behind this guy. How did it go, him versus Bracey?
Really good start to the day, to be honest. It's probably Blitz's best performance out of what I've seen of him anyway. I wasn't overly familiar with him before. I think I'd seen one of his battles before the first Academy. And then obviously at the Academy he was against Judge T, and that was a good battle both ways. But yeah, he was fucking really good. I think the bar, I misquoted it on the forum yesterday, and I made it sound shit.
Right.
Yeah, I was trying to say it as a really good bar, but I just made it sound trash. But the actual bar, which Blitz commented afterwards, was I've got inscriptions on the bullets saying "snakes for deceivers" and a silencer on the barrel like what's in the chamber's a secret.
Right.
Yeah. So bringing gun bars to a Gab guy is a brave move.
Harry Potter gun bars, yeah, classic.
Harry Potter gun bars, yeah. The Venn diagram of people that roll with guns and people that are really into Harry Potter. I think that crossover is literally just Blitz. I don't know how many people have read every single Harry Potter book and own a gun, but it was a really good start to the day. He definitely deserved to go through. Bracey, like I said, wasn't impressive, if I'm honest.
Was he cutting his round short, apparently?
Yeah, his first round was very short. And you know what? It wasn't bad, what he got out, his first round. But like I said, he just cut it really short, and it just kind of had the vibe that he just hadn't put that much effort in, which when it's a tournament and there was other guys that didn't get this far, that you could argue could have, then it's a bit of a shame, really. I think he kind of let himself down in a sense. I don't know if he'll be I think if he applied for academy next year, I don't think he'd get in based on how he's
That's a shame.
done these last battles. Yeah, I mean, but in fairness to him, I don't know how much you're not massively into football, are you?
I'm aware of Van Nistelrooy.
Okay. So a lot of teams talk about the concept of like the 12th man. When the fans really get behind them, and it really obviously spurs the team on. That's why a lot of teams have like home advantage. But Bracey in particular, Team Tox, he was just gassing like their whole team throughout the whole day. And some of these guys that aren't the most overly confident performers just come out and just started barking, like particularly Barnier and LSD, just guys that aren't particularly known for their over-the-top energy or delivery, just fucking great. And that real team aspect of them pushing forward was good, really brought through the energy. But yeah, so Blitz won quite convinced, 3-0 that first battle. So obviously that put Team Flawless 1-0 up early, which meant I wasn't going to have to apologise to Tox because he said I was gassing for saying it'd be 4-4. He said it'd be 8-0. I said if it's 8-0, I'll publicly go on the forum and live stream an apology to Team Tox. But yeah, so they got an early L, and then the next battle was, I'm just kind of scrolling.
Was it Tidal and LSD there?
Tidal LSD, yeah. This was a really good battle. To be honest with you, both guys obviously a little bit more experienced than a lot of the academy performers. I thought Tidal was going to win going into it just because some of his flips and stuff were great. And I heard a bit of his material beforehand, and it was really, really good. But LSD was just a different level. It was kind of up there with like his DTH performance. It was, LSD really, really upped his game. He's looking like potentially one of the contenders for this now, which, a few month or two ago, everyone would have just written him off. Or, people were saying it's a bit of a joke that he's in a tryout tournament, but, he fucking deserved it. He brought his energy, and it was really, really good battle that was. Trying to think what bars I can remember from that. I think what Tidal said about LSD's hairline. He said his hairline's so far back it's still singing "It's Coming Home."
Yeah,
that got a good reaction. But yeah, Dean. I think LSD won that. Writing wise, it was probably on paper was pretty similar. There was a lot of wrestling bars,
right.
Which, to be honest, went over my head because I think I said to Tidal, I stopped watching wrestling like before John Cena was a thing. So yeah, any wrestling bars just go miles over my head. But they got some reaction. But yeah, I think on overall just performance and energy was what would have edged it to Dean. But yeah, it's a good battle. So that put it at 1-1.
Good to hear. Yeah, but I rate both of them very, very highly. So that was cool to see that it's a good clash. And I think Tidal's one of these people who always gives you good battles, and LSD needs to play to his potential. He has such huge crossover potential, LSD, and he's such a unique figure in battle rap. And it's good to hear that he's having these stronger performances. I want to just give a quick shout out as well to Jonathan Smith, who actually emailed me, contributed heavily to the update thread that I'm sort of quoting from. So shout out to Jonathan, thank you, and thank you to everyone in general who does these update threads. You are sent from above. But 2 for 2 so far. 2 great battles. The third battle, what was that one that we got into?
I'm just kind of scrolling through now. So,
DARPA just beat Barnier. Is that right?
DARPA Barnier. Is that right?
Yeah, it seems to be about that. I was just praising Jonathan, but then it's the coherency is gone. Pharaoh didn't show up apparently, so Ike got the win.
Yeah. Which I said in the group, and I said if there was a real serious personal reason, then fair enough, and we can move on from it. But if he didn't have any sort of valid reason, then I think that's a massive letdown. More so being a tournament, more so than just a normal battle. Obviously, no showing anyone's a dick move unless there's valid reason. But when it is a tournament and there was other people that really wanted to get through, and some arguably should have gone through, and then they didn't get their opportunity, I'd be pissed off if I was, some people deservedly didn't get through, obviously round one, but some people like maybe Gussie or someone like that, if I was on the fence of almost getting in but was edged out by Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh no-shows the battle, I wouldn't be best pleased. So Briggsy announced it. He said, yeah, I could go straight through. Pharaoh's no-shows, no second chances. I think, yeah, the Premier Battles' philosophy with no show. Well, you've seen obviously the way Shotty just dropped Hunan. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
They're not ones for tolerating no showing. So yeah, but yeah, I hope everything is okay with Pharaoh. Obviously, I hope there wasn't anything in his personal life. But if there wasn't anything, then fuck him, basically.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely. Frost apparently 3-0. I'm hearing. Had a fantastic performance against Sis, and there was a little bit of a Barney in the middle.
Yeah. Kiz pushed Frost, and then Frost was obviously a bit like whoa, like pushed him back a little bit. Didn't push him back, but like kind of almost flicked him back a little bit. Not like in a, do you know what I mean? So yeah, he got a little bit tense, and then people kind of jumped in the middle, but. Yeah, it was all handbags, but it looks good on camera.
Sure.
But yeah, Frost had some really good bars. And Frost was, admittedly wasn't his best performance at the first Academy, but fucking really good. He was honestly up there, probably one of his best performances.
He's so consistent, Frost, and for that sort of punchliney style as well, like impressive.
You know what? Frost just has this real natural. Like swag and charisma that you just can't teach, in that even when he's average it still seems really, really good just because of his persona. Do you get what I mean? Like some people when what they've got is quite average, if the kind of delivery and performance isn't there, it really lacks. But he's just got, I don't know, he's just got that little likeable, he's cheeky chappy almost battle approach. But yeah, I've just watched Balski posted a couple of comments, couple of quotes. Sorry, he goes, "I'm winning this by a landslide. You look like you watch YouTube tutorials on how to do gang signs." And then you suffer severely with mild depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tickled me, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'd say nothing against Kiz. Kiz was really good. Was good. But yeah, Frost 3-0 that battle.
How was DARPA
in the room? DARPA didn't stumble, didn't choke. Like the narrative around DARPA, particularly from the back and forths he's had with Tox, was that even if he stumbles, it's gonna be a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Almost like Soul Tony, when Soul's whole first round was, if you choke, you've lost, and then Tony choked horribly. Well, obviously Barnier did it. I mean, you might have said that, but in the lead up to the battle, the narrative was, DARPA chokes all the time, but he had a really clean performance. Barnier was great. Barnier had a lot of energy, and he was a lot better than match day one. And he's definitely got mad potential for another guy that he's a pure tryout. Do you know what I mean? He's not. His first battle was the first Academy match day, and obviously this was only his second battle. So with experience, he could be really good. I just think he got thrown to the hounds a little bit too early, in having someone like DARPA for his second battle. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so that was arguably one of the battles of the day for me. I think that was great.
And lots of the comments pointing to the fact that Flawless's team seem more like a set of individuals.
Yeah, I don't see it as that. Team Tox, definitely. I saw them out. They were outside. They were in a team outside at the start of the event. He did his little. I think they just dropped a video of it. They had he had his team talks, and right. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe Flawless's guys did do that, but just weren't as show offy about it in a sense. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure behind closed doors he did. They was doing all that sort of stuff, but I think just some of their characters are probably a little bit kind of more reserved, in terms of they're not the guys that are sort of pushing and shouting mid rounds and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But bear in mind as well that there was a few less guys there for team.
Okay.
So for Flawless's team, Deviant got there very late because that was the last battle of the day. He showed up just before, and obviously, Pharaoh was, and Deviant obviously wasn't there till the end, and then Pharaoh obviously wasn't there. So the crowd behind were already outnumbered. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously all 8 of Team Tox were there, whereas only 6 of Team Flawless were there for most of the events. So maybe that had some sway. But yeah, obviously when you've got the likes of Bracy and Frost and those guys shouting behind you, it does come across a lot more energy. I wouldn't say that they were more or less of a team, but yeah, Team Tox were more vocal about the fact they're a team in that aspect.
The huge surprise here with Major Concerns catching a body against Lord Bendtner.
Yeah, you know what? Major Concerns is going to be a massive, massive problem. Like, he was so good. He comes in, he just had a polished performance. Do you know what I mean? His first battle, the Academy Event 1, you could see a lot of potential, but he had some pre-written rebuttals that were really good. He freestyled a little bit. He had some jokes, had some punchlines as well. But he stumbled a little bit, and he was a little bit more reserved. Whereas he came for this event like he'd had 10 battles in between and got experience. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he just massively, massively improved his game, and it was a really good battle. If I'm honest, I really like Bendtner, but Bendtner was very much getting in his face. When one guy's obviously doing his round, and then the other guy stands and puts his ear to the guy's mouth, basically. They just get you really, really in your face. I'm not a fan of that, if I'm honest with you. So for me, that kind of put Bendtner in a bit of a bad light. And then the other thing, which he admitted outside to me, he was saying, because Bendtner did a whole round pretty much taking the piss out of Major Concerns being like a short, fat guy. But then when he stood in front of him, Bendtner was only about an inch or 2 taller. I think he had him in Bendtner's head. There was like 6 inches difference between them, and then when he actually stood there ready for the battle, he was like, "Oh fuck, we're actually kind of similar size." You know what I mean? So it really eliminates that when you're using that as an angle. It kind of didn't work too well for him. And then it was, I'd say the first 2 rounds were really good from both. I'd say Major Concerns was edging it, but then the third round, Bendtner started choking, and then he just said, "Oh fuck it, well done, you've won," or something like that, which he didn't need to do. Do you know what I mean? He could have called time or something. He would have lost, but there's always going to be someone that thinks the other guy won.
Yeah.
But when you've admitted defeat, do you know what I mean? It just didn't happen. So yeah, I'd say he's definitely up there as one of the performers of the day. Major Concerns. If Bendtner would have got all 3 rounds out clean, then it could have been up there as battle of the day. But yeah, just disappointing third round really let Bendtner down. But hopefully he comes back. I know he's umming and ahhing about how he was going to carry on pursuing battling. Obviously his career's not gone probably how he envisioned it. He's had a lot of no-shows and obviously some chokes and stuff like that. But he's got potential. But Major Concerns, looking like he's jumped the queue. Do you know what I mean? He's now gone from one of the guys that he's got a bit of potential, to now people are saying he's one of the favourites to win the tournament. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm excited to see this, man. This sounds really good.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to watch it back. I don't think they're doing a pay-per-view for this one. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they are. But hopefully, if they start coming out. Have you watched the episode one?
No, I haven't. I watched their their top 5 movie one, but I haven't actually seen the episode.
Yeah, if I'm honest with you, I've not watched much of the kind of stuff that's irrelevant to battle rap on there. Do you know what I mean? If I've seen the debating stuff like that, you know, it's not what I'm there for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if I went on Sky Sports News and they started talking about that, I'm not going. You know, you lose interest.
I'd like to hear Jeff Stelling's favourite French film, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I get they're trying to do different stuff, but yeah, I've just not. I've not watched that. I've watched most PB content, but not those tug of wars that aren't about battles. What was we saying? Sorry, yeah, that episode. Yeah, it's really good. I think you should watch it. It's good to see what they're trying to. I think it's a good kind of promo tool to really see what they're trying to do with this. It gives you a proper feel for people that haven't been to an event as well. I think it gives you a real kind of proper feel for what it's like almost. Yeah, that's well worth it. It's about half an hour. There's not actually too much from the battles in there, but it's a good watch. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely worth checking out. So where does that leave us now? What battles were next?
Loxy beating DMAC, right?
Ooh. Yeah. This was the Yunnan Rivers moment.
Right.
This was the controversial decision. Do you know what I mean? This will be debatable. For me personally, I can see why Loxy won. I'm not saying that I gave it to her, but I can see why. So I had it as 1-1 going into the third round, with DMAC taking the first and her taking the second. Then, Loxy's second round was probably one of the rounds of the battle. They both won DMAC won the first quite convincingly, and say Loxy won the second fairly convincingly. So obviously it come down to the third, and if I'm honest, it wasn't either of their best rounds. DMAC got more reaction, but he got reaction because he didn't say too much about it, but he used an angle about Loxy as I think one of her nephews died or something like that, like a kid. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that I wasn't a fan, if I'm honest. And that's what. So yeah, he got reaction, but was it reaction because it was good content, or was it just kind of shock value reaction? Do you know what I mean? So for me, that's what cost him the battle. And this was one of the guys that was one of the favourites to win this after the last event. Do you know what I mean?
I remember seeing him at UKBL. He was great.
Yeah. I've not seen that because I didn't quite make it out. But yeah, I remember you saying that he was really good. You actually said to me as I was on the way up to the first academy, he was like, "Watch out for DMAC."
Yeah.
He was fucking sick. And yeah, hopefully. He did. I don't think he took it well that he lost. I think he left pretty much straight away.
Okay.
But now he's been back on the forums. He's congratulated her. So hopefully we see him, whether it's with PB or another league or what. Hopefully we see him about still, because he's got mad potential. He's got the pretty much performance down. Just work a little bit on the content and not bring up people's dead relatives, and I think you've got a good battler. Do you know what I mean? So I can see why Loxy won that battle. I didn't predict it. I thought DMAC would win it, but I can see why she got it. But that will be debated back and forth. When that comes out, that'll spark some attention in the forums, I reckon. But yeah, really, really good battle from both. It's been overlooked a little bit, actually, when people are having the kind of battle of the night conversations. But whether that's because of the reaction to the judge's decision, I'm not sure. But yeah, go Loxy.
I mean, yeah, great that it was 4-all for Tox and Flawless at the end. Like, no whitewashing either. Yeah,
no, I mean, I called it as being 4-4, but I had a different 4-4 basically. I think I got about I think I got most of my predictions wrong and kind of ended up breaking even on it. Do you know what I mean? So there's no reshuffling of the teams for the next event now. Team Tox and Team Flawless both got 4 guys still, so yeah. Interesting matchups potentially there as well.
LSD and Loxy, maybe. Should
we go through the last few?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Loxy said she wanted to battle Dean after he beat Tidal, which will be interesting. Sure. But it's brave of her for kind of going for for that guy because he's, he had one of the best performances. So yeah, so they've got, so Tux have got major concerns.
iKid, Frost,
LSD,
and
oh yeah, iKids, yeah. So yeah, that's why I couldn't find it. Yeah, so iKid, major concerns, Frost, and LSD, and Flawless have got DARPA, Blitz, Deviant, and Loxy. Yeah, so the potential for some interesting matchups there. I think Frost has battled all of those guys, has he nearly? Bar Deviant, actually, so maybe I think has Frost battled Blitz, I feel like he has.
I don't think he
maybe
has.
He has. Okay, maybe he hasn't. But, there's a lot of, like, Frost has already battled Loxy and DARPA, then DARPA's obviously already battled Frost. He battled? No, he hasn't battled iKid, has he? Do you know what I mean? So, what battles are left then? I feel like we've skipped ahead looking at the teams. LSD Tidal.
I think that's it.
Judge T Deviant.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget Judge T? Yeah, how was it?
Yeah. You know what? I know he gets a lot of stick because some of the actions he does, but I predicted Judge T was going to win this. Purely because as much as Deviant's got a lot of potential, and when you listen to him, his writing is good, and when you watch battles back, sometimes you catch some stuff you didn't. But for me, the thing he was lacking was that sometimes, he goes a little bit too quick and a little bit monotonous.
Sure.
So a lot of the timing of your punchlines is obviously the delivery is really important, obviously, when you're doing that kind of punchline style, because people need to catch it and react to it and all that sort of stuff. And that was really what he was lacking. But, he fixed it. he came really, really hard. And yeah, I think he took it. You can maybe argue 2-1, but it was convincing that Deviant won that battle. Did I quote any? I can't remember if I quoted one of.
Was that the DVD? What line?
Yeah, I quoted that saying it was shit, and it wasn't me throwing shade at Judge T because I like him as a guy, but that was up there as one of the worst bars I heard on the day.
Right.
I'm honest with you. Yeah, he said you only move up when you're rearranging DVDs, but some people liked it.
Yeah.
I said to a few people afterwards, I was like, that bar was shit. And then some people were like, no, I liked it. It was quite cheeky. I don't know. But...
Yeah, it's got a certain invention to it. Yeah, I can't begrudge. But Deviant, what? Deviant just smashed it.
Yeah, Deviant had his best performance possibly ever. To be honest, it was. He really, really upped his game. He was really convincing. He showed kind of the potential that a lot of people knew he'd got. And like I said, Judge T did well, but he just got edged. It was like Deviant's best against like a pretty much average Judge T. So yeah, that won it. So yeah, that was another one I got wrong, but yeah, it left it at 4-4. So there we have it.
And I guess this will be on the network in the near future. So please, everyone, subscribe.
Yeah, I think they've been leaking them out quicker on the network than they have on the... Yeah, they bring them out on the network and then on YouTube, I think. But, definitely subscribe to the network because there was some really, really good battles across the day. It's exciting to see where this goes now. So, like I said, there's four left on each team, so there's potential for those matchups. So they're going to do one more Academy event. And then, like I said, semis will be at match day 5, which means there'll be a few extra battles there, and 2 guys go through, get to be on the All-Star card. It's exciting.
It really is, yeah. It's cool, and it seems to be progressing nicely. And whereas the bigger experiment of Premier Battles in general has just fell into normal battle rap schisms, unfortunately, even though the format's really interesting, this is a bit smaller, isn't it? It's a bit more hermetically sealed, so you can sort of see these things playing out. And very cool to see them getting entranced into the league. Will, I always ask about the podcast, but how do people find out about it?
When I know something, you'll know something.
Okay.
What I'm saying. So Yeah, like I said, we're doing it alongside the UKBRG guys. So it's made my life easier because I literally just have to record it and don't even have to edit it. Just send the stuff over to them, and they're going to do the kind of promo editing and release it. But it's coming. It's in the works. We've got some traction. We've got a chat about it, and we've recorded an episode. So it's in the pipeline.
All right. I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. And I want to say again, please people go subscribe to the Premier Battles channel on YouTube if you're not already on the network. Tons of great battles coming out. Tons of great battles that have already came out. Check out all the extracurricular content as well, including the Academy series. Episode 1 is up there. I will definitely catch that up, maybe do a little review in the future. Will, this has been great. Thank you again, man.
No worries, bro.
And again, at Battle Rap Resume, Patreon is there. We're doing our event as well, August 25th, going down the Albert Memorial, Hyde Park. Get there for about 1 o'clock. I'll put the information down below. But Will, thanks again, man.
Cheers, mate.